I should be talking about something what is really popular, but this one is just unpopular, okay? And it will shock you, okay? Why it will shock you? Because let me quickly say I am Julia. My name is Julia Winter, and I'm a root photographer. I'm shooting adult contents for singles and couples without limitations, okay? And that's where I go into, without limitations. So today I had a phone call. Okay, and very rarely I reply to the phone call where is a hidden number. Okay, so going into the hidden number, the olden days when I was working in adult business, okay, and I was replying on the phone when the clients were ringing and the girls were working, and the girls were always saying, when there is a withheld number, never pick it up. Okay, because it's waste of my time, and they would not want this phone to be busy and someone will be chatting blah blah blah, because they knew that these people who are hiding their number, they are not gonna be clients, and they're not gonna how to say, hire their services. Okay, so I was absolutely new to this. Okay, but I must confirm this. Okay, by this day, since 2005, I believe that this is true. Okay, and today, and there were many people who was ringing me. What the reason why they're ringing is they want to sit on my ears and share their fantasies and their ideas. Okay, and I usually do not pick up, but today, and when I pick up, they give me some kind of how to say, things, to consider and to think about. And this one I'm gonna share. Okay, so this guy today ringing me from withheld number. Okay, and what happened was, sorry, sorry, it doesn't, the phone just gone down. Okay, and what happened was that he started talking about couples photo shoot. Okay, and I said okay, and he was like, I am looking for a special series I would like to take, and there are a lot of couples now experiment in their bedroom and they sell content which they are doing. Okay, and the reason, how to say, why some couples are popular, because they do some unique things. Okay, and what he's saying is that my wife is doing an amazing comfort. Okay. Do you hear me well? That's what he said. I'm like, okay. And he says, and I have tried to capture this, and I have tried to do it myself, and he couldn't succeed. I was like, okay. And he says, like, we would like to have series of photographs, which there is a cum shots, games with the anal and cum fart, and I don't know where is this fart coming from where and how, but that's the thing. Withheld number, usually it's only guys who ringing, and then they bringing some sort of how do you say, ideas which before would surprise me or sometimes shock me, but not anymore, because I heard everything already. Nothing will surprise me. So I'm listening to him, and I just giving him a very constructive opinion. Okay, I said, okay, if you want to shoot this thing, okay, this is not only on the photographer. Okay, there has to be responsibility on the participant's part. Okay, and I said to him this. Okay, if you want to shoot such a thing and so many things related to certain scenarios, this is not a rushed 1 hour shoot, where you can have these certain things implemented and created. First of all, it's not up to photographer to make this fart successful. Okay, I said you have to go back to your bedroom and do it 100 times. Okay, so that she would know how to do it, and she will be relaxed, and she know how to say. I'm explaining. He's listening to me. Totally dumb person. Okay, he doesn't understand that to create those scenarios in front of the camera in the studio, it's quite a nerve-wracking thing. Okay, and even if you are very relaxed in front of your husband, you probably most likely not going to be that much relaxed, because farting is basically the thing in general. Okay, I'm not talking about cum fart. Okay, I'm talking about in general. The farting is quite an embarrassing thing. That's why I'm doing this video. Okay, to actually talk about, because here in the studio we do a lot of embarrassing things and we shoot a lot of embarrassing things. Opening legs is already embarrassing, undressing is already embarrassing, fantasizing, planning and speaking about erotic scenarios for some people is embarrassing even if they have a clothes on. Okay, so there are a lot of embarrassing things during the photo shoot or in the planning this photo shoot, in this process. So, some people just, they can just cool and tell their fantasy and feel better. Okay, give this, how to say, on my ears, give this pasta, and put it on my ears. I know that they will not gonna come and they're not gonna shoot. I had those phone calls. Okay, I have them many, okay? And none of, seriously, in 15 years, none of them came. None of them came. And he was like, yeah, okay, we will practice then. We will do this. I said, yeah, you should do it. I'm taking a piss, seriously. But I'm being serious. Okay, I'm being serious and I'm being honest with them. Okay, because how to say, shooting at the studio, it's nerve wracking. So she might be very tensed. Okay, and her pubic area will be so suppressed, and she will be all thinking about other things, that this fart might not come happen. Okay, no, seriously, it is not up to photographer, okay, to create this. And then he was talking about the cum shots, how hard for him to take pictures of the cum shots, and so on and so on. And yes, I can take all of those things. Okay, I never took actually a thing as a cum fart. Okay, and it comes from a bomb. But I don't see any kind of a problem. I explain him that the things in my head are different than with the other photographers. I have a medical background, and that was how to say, for 7 years. And the first few years we were cutting dead people. We were cutting dead people for hours. Okay, you had to stand in a fluorescein, and your nose, from dead bodies, your nose was, how to say, it was, how to say, killing all of your senses, right? So how would I feel? You can't even breathe in. It's like needles in your nose. It is very hard sense, and you get used to things. Okay, so I remember, I can tell you this. I thought I'll never tell this story, but once I remember, we are the students with the professor going in my country. I don't know, it's called prosectorium. I don't know, in English maybe it's the same, but where are the dead bodies for examinations or whatever? You need to cut their muscles and check, how to say, anatomically examine them. And I remember when the whole class was around one dead body, when he was explaining what to do. It was about opening his chest, how to open his chest, how to cut the bones. And I remember I drift away and I found another dead body, which was lying on the tummy. Okay. And usually these bodies were abandoned people, homeless people who had some kind of, they died for some reason on the streets and stuff. No one needed them, and they went then to medical universities, and they were given to students like me to work on them. Okay, and we were very respectful towards those dead people. Okay, we were seriously respectful, because that was one of the, how to say, one of the rituals. When we would go into the studio, the professor would make us aware that these are people, they used to be people, and that we are very, how to say, we should appreciate the opportunity that they died this way and they came to our university, so that we were able to use them. Okay, and I went and I found one body which had intestines coming out. And because we came to prosectorium, we had our white clothes, like uh, all sterile with the gloves, and we always had the knives. Okay, so how to say, I had this knife in my head, and I, I always stand and I play, I'm 20 years old, how to say, messing about, and I'm looking at this dead body and his intestine, okay, and I was just like thinking, what is this? And I remember I stabbed with my scalpel. I stabbed into this intestine and I lifted up, and I was just like standing and thinking what I should do. And I'm saying, like, excuse me, professor, excuse me. And I'm holding it, okay? I'm holding it stabbed on the scalpel, okay? On my knife, okay? And I'm holding it. And everyone turned around and they made a space, and this professor looking at me and Miss Golding, and I'm like saying, excuse me, can you tell me what is this? Okay, and I'm holding on my scalpel. And I remember he looked at me, his face changed. He just, how to say, he frozen. And then he just looked at me with like, put this down now, and I couldn't understand. And then I realized that that was a cock, okay, on my knife. And the reason, so what happened was, because the front I didn't see, but the whole front was burned when we turned this body around, and I would see it. His whole front was burned, and it was black, and I thought, this is intestine, but this guy has a huge penis. Like huge penis, where those stories are that it's up to your knees, okay? So that's the thing what he had, okay? And I never seen such a thing, and I would never forget. I never thought that I could tell you this story with me embarrassing myself, and it was the first course, maybe, or a second, okay? That's the thing, okay? So what I'm trying to tell you is that through the years, I know my anatomy, okay, and I get used to looking at the human body, okay, when people have kind of scars, or after operation, or problems with their limbs and stuff. For me, it's not how to say, it's not a surprise. I'm not getting embarrassed. I'm not getting awkward. I'm not getting. I've seen stuff, okay? Because I've studied medicine. For me, to create nude photography and explicit scenes is, how to say, it's a piece of cake. Okay, it's a piece of art and a piece of cake. Okay, for some people, it's a nerve-wracking experience because they look at the nudity in a different way. But because I went through my how to say, medical career, I wanted to be a doctor when I arrived to London, to be fair. I mean, like, work in a hospital, whatever, and I've changed my profession. I use this knowledge in a different way. Okay, it helps me a lot, because when we undress, people never feel awkwardness. Okay, people never feel that I'm somehow watching them or I am observing them. I see through them. Okay, because I've been in my course, I've been opening those bodies, and I know every layer what they're made of. Okay, no, seriously, when you starting to open your dead body, when you have to go into some organs, you need to, it's not like you're opening as a butcher, but what we were doing, we were opening every layer by the layer. There is a lot of layers to get into, okay? And that's how it was, okay? It's a lot of work. It's very, scalpel is a very small knife. It's not like a kitchen knife that you will get. It has to be very sharp, and you just, slowly doing. That's why it take a few hours to get somewhere inside the human, right? So that helped me to actually accept people in a different way. When we speak about like comforts or whatever, it is totally different association for me, going towards the human's body, right? And the human expressions and the human fantasies, how they want to experiment with their body, why they want to do this, okay, why they want to try this thing and the other thing. I don't question, okay? I don't question and I don't judge, okay? And I don't look at them like they're freaks, or I don't look at them like something is wrong with them, okay? I really appreciate and feel honored that they actually chose me to tell their secrets, because these are very private and secret things that I'm telling you. Okay, not everyone will call the photographer and say, I have this project in mind, I have this vibe which I want to try with, to use it for a certain, how to say, creating a certain content. Clearly this content goes into their budget to get extra income. He wants to use his fantasy and his imagination and stimulate someone else's mind, and this is all art. Okay, it goes into that section. So I respect, and I'm happy to have these kind of moments. And again, I have something to talk about. Okay, the reason why I'm making erotic photo shoot without limitations, because when I've started doing just simple portraits, I always wanted to push people and see how they react and what else they can create, how far they can go. Okay, how much, how to say, I can push them, what is their limit, okay, what is their comfort zone, what happens when they come out of their comfort zone, how much they change when you allow them to actually feel free to do certain things that they could not even imagine they can do, okay, on camera and on film. And then going back through this footage, I give everything and I show them how much they progress during that photo shoot. It's not that, how to say, we doing it staged. It's not about making beautiful pictures. It's not about making aesthetic pictures. Okay, I make it dirty and I make it not pretty, okay, but real. Okay, seriously. And I like that. Okay, I like this dirty look. I like this way. Okay, because that is a part of you that you are hiding. You're hiding from yourself. You're trying to be nice in front of everyone, and how to say, and people. You see, I'm not using filter here, but I'm using filter here. Okay, I usually don't use filter, but I wanted to see what is the difference, because now I have one screen with showing the filter and another screen is me. Okay, and that's what I see, that this is me. Okay, I don't need a filter. Okay, I like pictures edited, but let me tell you is this editing takes time and it removes part of you from you. Okay, you are with your mask. Okay, and this mask is something what you put on yourself. Okay, someone said that you are this or you are that, you believe that. In the photo shoot we don't do any mask. Okay, we don't look at the mirror and we don't make ourselves pretty. Okay, of course I'm sorting out the hair and I'm changing you a little bit. I'm giving you options to try. Look, I just little bit made my hair messy, and you can see how much it's already changed. Okay, it's already changed, right? So we can do many things during the photo shoot, and into everything you will react in the certain way. Okay, now seriously, and especially when you're naked. Okay, when your body is naked, it is very brave and very nice to talk when you're dressed. You try to undress and do all those things. Okay, it's a totally different experience. Everyone is brave, but you undress and then they're like, oh, I'm scared, my cock size is maybe too small, or maybe my breast, or maybe my ass is too saggy, or maybe this. And you know what? This is the change we are going through when we're aging. Yeah, that is why they've created these filters. Okay, so that you would have another mask on yourself, and you would, how to say, people want to lie to themselves constantly. My photo shoot is not about the lying, it's about being real, and it's about finding yourself. Okay, finding yourself and accepting who you are, and in your body. And believe it or not, when you're having sex, nothing is pretty in there, especially with the close up. I mean, for me it's everything pretty, right? But I'm just saying, there are people who would see their vagina first time, or who would see their balls or anus first time. I'm telling you, that's why they're doing their photo shoot, to see it in a different way and to see it close up and to understand which part of the bodies and how they belong to that person that they can accept. Okay, and I'm just talking about nude photo shoot. I'm not talking about already bringing another person, another model, for example, experiment, what that do to you, okay, and to your body and to your emotions and to your feelings and into your reactions. How would you feel and behave when there will be a sexy model next to you? No, seriously. That's one of the experiences. So you lived your whole life, okay? And some people, they didn't pull when they were young. They were so, I don't know, embarrassed, scared, or not confident. And when they get old, they are already too old for young models. So imagine then you can have a young model. This is their dream, to pull and have a, how to say, session and time with someone like that, okay? So yeah, there are a lot of things in my mind, and there are a lot of things what happening in the freestyle and the free flow in the studio, and they're all for stimulation. It is all to create sexual content, sexual material, that you could understand what is sexual development. People don't teach that in the school, okay? And you don't speak about this with your mama, okay? And very often, sometimes I see that they don't even speak with their partner, okay? They think that they're perfect, there is nothing to learn about and stuff, but you just bring another person into the studio and dress and put the hands on the body, and it's a different song. Okay, so thank you so much for watching. It was a short announcement about fantasies, okay, about different fantasies, and clearly you can see that I'm shooting adult content without limitations, and I'm saying this over here right now because people are looking for this, okay? They fed up, and there are not many brave photographers like that, like I am. Okay. And I said to this guy, with this anus fart, I said, "Oh, you took some time to find me." I said, "Have you Googled? Have you looked?" He was like, "What do you mean?" I said, "You Google this service, and you find someone who can create this anal fart for you. And especially if that photographer is a female, the woman, you will come back to me anyway." Okay. So thank you so much for watching, and love you, kiss you, meaning. And that video was about photo shoots without limitations, and about the fantasies, and about being brave, being brave and taking your fantasies, accepting them, taking them out there to the world so that you can see who you are in the real world without the mask, without the mask, which is taking the mask off. I'm not even using the filters, in my post-production, there is a basic post-production. I'm not even bothered to make you pretty, okay? No, seriously, why do I need to edit anus? You tell me. You tell me. Okay. Why would I spend so much? No, seriously, I spend so much time editing. I learn Photoshop. I learn all these kind of softwares. Okay. And the more I go, the more I go into the depth and more explicit and more, how to say, nude. And I'm just shooting the content where you don't need to edit the anus, right? So just so you know. Okay. Thank you so much for watching. Love you. Kiss you, mean it. Bye.